Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce for the first time with us Michelle Larkin, Interim Vice President, Program Portfolios at the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
And let me just fully disclose that not only does the foundation underwrite our programming, but with our sister partners at NJTV, you've been doing some great work funding a whole series of health forums there as well.
Yeah.
Why is the foundation so committed, frankly, to supporting and underwriting discussions, conversations about the health of the people of New Jersey?
Because our whole purpose is about how we together can build a culture of health in our nation. For New Jersey, that's our home state. Our founder, General Johnson, was really committed to the state of New Jersey and helping it be the best it could be. That means bringing the private sector, the public sector, and community-based organizations and people together to help create the solutions that they want to implement in their communities.
You know, Michelle, the term culture of health is used. I talked to your CEO. We had a great conversation about this a few months back. The term creating a culture of health, could you make that expression come alive for people so they say, oh, that's what you're talking about?
So building a culture of health, a lot of times people think about health as whether or not I have health insurance and whether or not I can get quality health care when I need it, when I'm sick, or when someone in my family is. Those are important pieces, but that's not all that goes into how healthy we are. Think about it, you know, do you have safe places that you can be physically active and that you can take your kids out on a walk or play? Do you have sidewalks?
That's health.
That's health. How else do you exercise if you don't have a community that you can go out into because you're worried about violence or being struck down by a car because you don't have sidewalks to get from your house or your apartment to a safe place to come together? Places where a community can come together. How do you have the social supports that you need? How do you actually know that your neighbors care about you? You have to have something that you can come together around that helps our mental health, that helps our feeling like we're part of something, and really helps to engage us in the civic process, which is really important to our mental and our physical health in times of distress.
Before we get on the air, you also talked about jobs, having a job, and then you talked about education, and you tied that into a culture of health. Do the economic part, having a good paying job.
Yeah, having a good paying job makes a difference. Income is how we can afford to send our kids to good schools. It's how we have a tax base that pays for those schools. It's how we can make decisions about what doctors we're able to see if we don't have health insurance. And also around education, we know that people live longer lives and make better individual decisions about their health the more education that they have. So all of these things are tied together. It really is a holistic bringing together of all the things that go into whether or not we're healthy and whether or not our communities are healthy. Part of that is bringing businesses in. You know, as a state, we have, you know, a fairly decent unemployment rate. We can do better about bringing in businesses and creating policies that help businesses have an advantage and want to come here and want to stay here. Part of that is making sure that our population is well educated. Part of that is also making sure that they are healthy employees. Because if they're healthy, if their kids are healthy, they're going to be more focused on the job, be more productive, and the healthcare costs for businesses are going to be lower. So all of those things come together.
That's the so-called holistic approach to healthcare?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's thinking about all of the things that go into our health and really shifting our mindset from the repair side. If we're sick, we have care when we need it, which is incredibly important, but also focusing on the front end of how do we make sure that people are as healthy and as resilient as they can be, and that we're preventing illness, and that we're having not only physical health and mental well-being, but that we also have communities that are healthy in terms of their economic vibrancy, that they have safe places for people to live and to be physically active.
The other thing the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation is very actively engaged in is these county health rankings. These are health rankings around the relative health of the people in the 21 counties of New Jersey?
Yeah. So the county health rankings, we've been doing it for 6 years with our partners at University of Wisconsin. We rank every county, nearly every county, within the 50 states. We don't compare states to states, but in New Jersey, we're able to compare Burlington County, where I live, to
How about
Mercer
Essex County, where I live?
to Essex County, where you live, you're sort of in the lower middle.
Believe me, I know. I've seen the right. So what does that tell me? So I look at it and I say, hey, our county's not doing as well as it should be doing. And I turn around and I say, oh, we should get the government officials to fix that. That's not the response you're looking for.
It's not, because that doesn't solve everything. Government has a role to play, but so does the private industry. So do moms and dads in the parent-teacher association. So do educators, because it's about your community, right?
What do they do?
So they can actually, County Health Rankings will tell you all of the different things that we've been talking about: education, unemployment, children, the percentage of children living in poverty. We have large numbers of kids living in poverty in the state, and we know that that sets them up as that the odds are against them from the beginning, that they're already at a disadvantage for doing well in school, for making good choices as they get older in life. And so what the County Health Rankings do is you can look at Essex, you can compare it to Hunterdon, you can compare it to Cumberland, and it allows you to see where you're doing well and where you could do better. So for example, as a mom in my Burlington County, I took a look at our rankings, and you can bet that I had a conversation with the president of our Parent-Teacher Association to say, why don't we have sidewalks and crosswalks and stoplights so that my child can walk safely to school? It's a way for her to get physical activity. It's also a way for her to be out in fresh air, and it's a way for her to come together with other parents and other kids.
You did this?
So that she has a sense of community. Yeah, we're not there yet in our town, but
you're starting to push it.
Mm-hmm, but we're starting to have that conversation.
Sorry for interrupting, Michelle. Part of the goal is to get citizens to be more actively engaged in the health, improving the health of their own communities.
Right, it is. And the County Health Rankings not only, so the website is countyhealthrankings.org. So you can see the scorecard there, but more importantly, I think, is you have the rankings part, but you also have a roadmaps to health section on that. So you can go in and say, I'm a business leader. What can I do as a business leader to actually help my community move forward? What can I do as a parent in the Parent-Teacher Association? What can I do as an educator? And they have resources and action steps that you can take to help stimulate. Is it an exhaustive list? No, but it gives people, Steve, to your point, those little concrete steps that you can take that add up to bigger change.
Is that, by the way, in terms of websites, is it linked back to the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation website? There
is a link on there. You can get to it from our website, and you can also get to us from the University of Wisconsin website, but the website itself is countyhealthrankings.org, and it also has all of the roadmaps piece there.
You're hopeful we're going to make some progress?
I am, in part because what we did this past year is, as a foundation, which, we're committed to our home state, we actually funded a coach to work with people, communities that are interested on the County Health Rankings, and what can we do as a community to dig into the data, to add to the data, but more importantly, how do we have that conversation where we're bringing all kinds of people in, and it's not just government, or it's not just the public health department or the hospitals, but how do we bring all the people in our community, a coach, who's available to the state. You can get to it. There's a Get Help button on the County Health Rankings website. You can click on it, and they'll be there. And part of that is being led by a program that we've invested in here in the state for a long time, New Jersey Health Initiatives, led by Bob Atkins.
It's great
and
stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's an incredible program, and they're about helping the state be as healthy as it can be.
Well, we are proud in public broadcasting to be partners with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation.
And we're so grateful for having you guys. You do a great job.
Well, thank you on behalf of our partners at NJTV as well. Thanks, Michelle Larkin, who is the Interim Vice President, Program Portfolios at the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay right there. We'll be right back right after this, talking health. Good stuff.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and 13 for WNET, NJTV, and WHYY. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, Qualcare Inc., Felician College, United Water, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Cone Resnick. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus, New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.